Are they one of the best teams in England? Are they actually the best team in Europe? Liverpool Football Club this season look to be very lethal, efficient, strong, sound, effective, and very determined to actually clinch top medals this season. Now, Liverpool Football Club this season are not playing similar to how they used to play under Jurgen Klopp, but they are playing in such a way that is actually putting Arne in a very strong position. Prior to the close of the summer transfer window, a lot of pundits and a lot of people were very skeptical about Liverpool, since they did not manage to even make a huge signing towards the closure of the transfer window. But Liverpool are looking dangerous. Why are they? Anfield. Now, Anfield witnessed the crowning of the Premier League title to Liverpool during the 2020 season, and it was during the COVID season. Is the Premier League looking likely to head back to Anfield this season? Now, looking at the Premier League table, you can see Liverpool 5 points clear of the 4 in a row winners champions Manchester City. They are even more clearer from Arsenal, who are expected to also mount a title charge, putting Liverpool in a very comfortable position and a very strong position. Let's compare that to the previous season. Now, when you look at the previous season, you can see Liverpool have actually improved in terms of points, in terms of goal difference, and in terms of overall position. Last season, a time like this, they were third. This season, a time like this, they are first and 5 points clear of Manchester City. And that is a very strong statement regarding Liverpool, because Arne is actually looking to get it right. And he continues to prove doubters and has actually stepped up into that Jurgen Klopp position. So is this person actually coming to step in and outclass Klopp in his own club? Before we continue, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, in our video today, we're going to try and analyze Liverpool. We're going to try and look at what did Liverpool actually do to get them from being third best in the league to actually looking like favorites to win the league after just 11 games of the season. Now, looking at this clip, you can see the position that Liverpool are occupying. And most focus look at that goal difference. They have just conceded 6, the best defensive record in Europe. This cannot just be summarized with the individual brilliance of Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate at the base. Neither can it just be summarized by the increased form of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson in the fullbacks area, but rather it can be classified as a general improvement in the team organization without the ball. So what did Liverpool actually do? Now, when Liverpool are looking to press from the back, you notice some key elements with Liverpool's press, and that is their 2 forward players sit on trying to cover the double pivot, because a lot of teams are trying to build up with 2-man midfield, while the wide players are the ones who cut in to try and press. The fullbacks are quite aggressive sometimes in pushing forward to cover the opposition wide players, but sometimes what we are seeing is Liverpool's wingers being the ones to press from out to in, using their cover shadows to mark players out of the game. And this is making Liverpool even more dangerous, because the main aim that Liverpool employ when they're trying to press is actually to force the ball to be played in the side areas where they know they can effectively engage an aggressive counter press against their opponent, making it even very deadly and very dangerous for opponents to play through Liverpool. Now, this is creating a lot of problems for opponents, because now Liverpool are making themselves dangerous through the middle, they're cutting passing lanes through the middle, and they're forcing opponents to go wide. Liverpool are also not afraid to actually cover those wide areas, courtesy of the pace of Konate. Another thing that we need to understand is that Liverpool enjoy setting pressing traps in midfield. And these pressing traps enable them to win the ball, especially when the opponent attempts that pass in field. And we're going to check clips and understand how Liverpool actually do this, because the best game that can exemplify Liverpool's strength out of possession is how they actually performed away at Manchester United. So how did Arne actually set Liverpool without the ball? The way they looked to press in this game, Liverpool pressed high and they pressed in a structured manner, similar to what you'll see Manchester City and Arsenal do, but with more of a Klopp hybrid Guardiola kind of pressing structure. Now Liverpool pressed in a 4-2-4 structure, similar to what Manchester United used in the press, but the way Liverpool implemented this ensured that Manchester United were unable to move through Liverpool. And this is because Liverpool played it quite high and aggressive, as well as Liverpool's backline was not shy of playing an aggressive high line, with Arne trusting Konate and Virgil van Dijk to cover the runs of Rashford and Garnacho. You can see from this clip the position of Liverpool's front four, and the narrow front four shape limits Manchester United's accessibility to midfield, putting Kobbie Mainoo and Casemiro in Liverpool's shadow area. And what Liverpool used to do is that they would use one forward to press Onana while the other would sit on a pivot, and a midfielder will push forward to cover the pivot that was left by the other attacking player who was going to press Onana. Now this limited Liverpool's central progression. And because this limited Liverpool's central progression, this would automatically force Onana to play the first time ball to the centre back. And this is where the wingers came alive. Now Liverpool's wingers' position was very vital in this game, in that they did not just play in narrow or wide situations, but rather in semi-hybrid situations, in a position where they would press both the fullback and the centre back. The main role of the wingers was to press the centre backs from out to in, so that they can force the ball to be played through midfield. Because they knew in midfield they had numerical advantages and had actually set incredible pressing traps against Manchester United. You can see from this clip the position that Mo Salah is actually occupying and the position Luis Diaz is occupying. Both of them are trying to press Manchester United, but Salah is also cutting the passing lane to Diego Dalot in this game. Because this ball is being forced to be played back to Onana, Onana has two options, either to go long with the ball or attempt to play a ball in field. And if Onana attempts to play the ball in field, Liverpool have ensured that they have marked everyone out of the game. And this is how Manchester United attempted to play balls to Casemiro, and Liverpool managed to aggressively counter, win that ball, and because they had already 4 players ahead of the ball in well-positioned attacking areas, you could see how they will just walk past that Manchester United's midfield and disorient Manchester United's defense line. Now, this was a very, very good tactical change that Arne made. We can see here again the ball is played in midfield, and you can see how Liverpool are close to the ball and they are aggressively counter-pressing to win that ball. And Arne also talked about this in his post-match analysis, indicating how he had noticed how Manchester United liked to play those balls in the middle. Now, the problem of Manchester United looking to play Liverpool this way is that Liverpool were quite keen on how they pressed and quite keen on the zones they occupied while pressing. And once they won the ball, they would immediately find themselves in positions where they could deadly destroy Manchester United. So, could Manchester United do something different in this game? Could they? Of course they could. Now, one way Manchester United could look to evade this press is by Onana going directly to the fullback. But again, the position of Salah would allow him to immediately look to cover that area. And even when he would go to the fullback, Gravenberch will already move from midfield and look to immediately shift to try and stop the fullback to have any time and space on the ball. As you can see here, the ball has been played to Dalot, and now Gravenberch has shifted outside to try and cover Diego Dalot, and now Dalot does not have any place to go with the ball. Trent Alexander-Arnold is touch tight on Marcus Rashford, and once Gravenberch wins this ball from Dalot because of his poor touch, Manchester United are now in trouble because now Liverpool are able to play that ball into that diagonal space where Mo Salah can receive the ball and look to destroy Manchester United or attack that space in behind with his deadly pace. And this really created problems for Manchester United, especially towards the latter stages of the first half and earlier in the second half. These two triangles that were created were to surround Manchester United's two double pivots, as well as to cover the centre backs and the full backs. And this is something that I think Liverpool have done in the rondo. Sometimes Manchester United will look to find the ball and play it to Kobbie Mainoo, and Mainoo in this place would play the ball back to Diogo Dalot. And because Manchester United had this 2v1 overload, they should have really looked to capitalize on this. Looking at this clip, you can see Onana has looked to play a simple pass to Kobbie Mainoo, and Mainoo is receiving this ball in space. He should just receive the ball, turn with the ball, and look to carry the ball forward so he can draw Gravenberch and allow Diogo Dalot to have the space on the ball. But what he does is that he plays the ball to Casemiro. Casemiro loses the ball, and now Liverpool are attacking Manchester United. Not necessarily that Liverpool's defensive structure was on point, but rather Manchester United was so poor, even in some instances, to break free from this press. It is something that I will try to see how teams, established teams such as Manchester City or Arsenal, manage to break from this kind of pressing system. Now, because when you look at this scenario now, you can see that Manchester United were lucky because Liverpool were quite wasteful in front of goal. Otherwise, this game would have been in the 6s and 7s. Another way that Manchester United would have tried to outnumber Liverpool was to try and drop both Zirkzee and Bruno Fernandes. But the problem is neither of the two players were looking to make runs beyond the space vacated by the centre backs, and therefore Konate and Virgil van Dijk were not afraid to drop with them in midfield and tackle the ball from them, win the ball back for Liverpool, and immediately get Liverpool up and running. And this is because Manchester United's forward line, especially Zirkzee, was not looking to exploit that space. And also Liverpool trusted the 1v1 ability of their two centre backs with Konate and Virgil van Dijk. Another way, Fernandes would have been dropping so deep to receive the ball from Onana in zones where Virgil could not pick it and have space to run with the ball forward and look to play Manchester United's wingers. But we did not see that because Alex McAllister was on him. Because the way Liverpool pressed, they used one forward player to press the centre back and one forward player to sit on a pivot so that McAllister would have space to cover Bruno Fernandes. And this forced Manchester United to go long time and time again, but going long against two aerially dominant centre-backs in Konate and Virgil van Dijk was just ludicrous. Now, when you look at this clip here, you can see how Liverpool were looking to press Manchester United, squeezing the ball towards one side, using Salah's cover shadow to deny the ball to Diogo Dalot, and using Gravenberch to cover both Fernandes and Diogo Dalot. Because of this effective pressing strategy, you can see that the position of Gravenberch is actually giving Manchester United problems. Liverpool's zonal perfectly implemented system ensured that they were able to put Manchester United in a situation where both of their players were being covered with one player, making Liverpool to look so dominant and occupying all zones of ball progression. Manchester United looking to build with the back four also made it worse once Liverpool managed to, once Onana was out of the game, because now the front two would press them. Salah and Diaz will cover the fullbacks, and now the ball to midfield will be unlikely to happen. And this would make Liverpool have the space to win the ball and immediately look to transition from their defensive structure to their attacking structure. Not only are Liverpool quite strong without the ball, Liverpool are also quite dangerous with the ball. And how do they actually do this? There's a dynamic way in which Liverpool are actually building from the back this season. And that involves the position of their fullbacks. Now, you might be scared and actually shocked on how Liverpool are building, because when they're building up, McAllister joins Szoboszlai in the half spaces, but Liverpool's fullbacks are not inverting in midfield, but rather are just staying quite wide and deeper. And why is it so? Why is Liverpool building with a back four that is quite deeper? Look at this position here again. Look at the position of Trent, Andrew Robertson, and the back line. They are not looking to play quite in midfield, but rather are looking to play in a deeper, wider position. Now, this allows Liverpool to exploit the wide areas and actually look to bypass the opposition midfield. At times, Robertson is the fullback who actually tacks infield to try and form that backline, while Trent Alexander-Arnold pushes higher up the pitch, and neither does he invert in midfield, allowing Gravenberch to be the deeper player who actually looks to receive the ball, use his press-resistant strength to actually play the balls to players in between the lines such as Szoboszlai and Alex McAllister. Trent Alexander-Arnold on this case actually even joins the forward line, allowing Mo Salah to actually operate in that half-space position, with sometimes even Salah receiving the ball in the wide areas. Now, when the ball is played to a player such as Szoboszlai in this half-space position, his first attempt is either to play the ball to Mo Salah, and once Mo Salah receives the ball, he actually looks to play those in-swing passes, especially for the runs of Luis Diaz. Now, the issue of having Trent Alexander-Arnold in this position is that he's found in a position where he has time and space on the ball, and because of his incredible passing accuracy, he's able to play those balls over the top and create problems. Now, when you look at this clip here again, you can see the position where Trent is actually receiving the ball has drawn a wing out of position, and this is now allowing Salah to receive the ball from Trent with space and time to actually look to effect the game. And that's how just Liverpool attack in a 4-3-3 kind of fashion. Now, Liverpool are seated comfortably top of the league. A lot of fans doubted them, that they haven't played two top teams. They have played Chelsea, they have gone away at Old Trafford, they have played Arsenal away, and they are still top of the league. I believe that Liverpool are a very different breed this season. They have improved from where they were last season. The experience, the strength that they have is courtesy of one man and one man alone, Arne Slot. Now, Slot was stepping into a very strong and very passionate and very traditional club, one of the biggest clubs in England. He has managed to actually instill his style of play, get the kind of results that he actually wants, and he has set Liverpool in a position where Liverpool are looking to challenge for Europe's major honors. What do you think?